Good morning. I am Kevin Price, and this is The Price of Business. Glad to be with you, talking to you about you and your business on this Wednesday morning. I'm going to jump straight into our interviews. Our very first one today with my good friend Sam Coyl with an excellent company called Intrepid. That's Intrepid.com. They're leaders in their industry, and really I consider them thought leaders. Love the content they bring to our program. Love the guests that they have on as well. Sam, welcome to the program, and tell us about Intrepid, and then introduce your guests.
Sure. Yeah, good morning. Intrepid is a data center cloud provider out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We specialize in helping companies evolve their technology from the ground to the cloud and leverage some of the new technologies out there without having to go through the capital expense and the headache of trying to build it on their own. And with us today, I have Dave Grant. He's the Senior Director for Desktop as a Service for VMware.
Hey, Dave, welcome to the program, and tell us a little bit about your company.
Great, thanks for having me. Well, VMware is a leader in virtualization and cloud infrastructure solutions. We enable businesses to thrive in this new cloud era. We're headquartered in Silicon Valley with offices throughout the world.
Very good. Sam, your first question.
Yeah, Dave, there's obviously been some dramatic changes in the desktop world over the last 20 years, most specifically in the last couple years. I thought maybe you could kind of walk us through the landscape of desktops in a business environment, kind of get everybody started.
Sure. Yeah, the world of personal computers as we know it, or the desktop that we use every day to do our job, has changed rapidly, especially over the last 3 or 4 years with the introduction of tablets, the introduction of MacBooks into the workplace, Apple devices and Android devices. So, we're seeing almost 50% of today's workforce is using 3+ devices to do their job every day. And 74% of employees are using consumer technologies at the office. And the reason they're doing that is that they enjoy the experience that the consumer devices are bringing them. We're all used to using iPads at home and Android tablets and our iPhones, and we want to use that same kind of cool technology at the office. And it's enabling this new idea of bring your own device or bring your own computer, where employees are actually bringing their own devices and asking the companies that they work for to support those devices. So it causes some challenges, obviously, with IT professionals, but it's empowering these individuals to bring their own devices.
Dave, real quickly as we move along, I wanted to get your website information. Can you give us your website?
Sure. It's VMware.com.
VMware.com.
You got it.
Go right ahead with your next question there, Sam.
With the evolution of this whole bring your own device, what has VMware done in the realm of virtualization to help kind of mitigate those challenges for the IT professionals?
Yes, because if you think about people wanting to bring their own device, use their own device, and this rapid change, you still need Windows, and you still need Windows applications on those devices to do your job. The problem is, how do I get those applications to those devices, and then also how do I secure the corporate data that is actually going to those devices? So VMware created a space called desktop virtualization almost 10 years ago now that actually separates the operating system and the desktop from the actual device that we're using to access that desktop. So it sits in a data center and it's delivered out to any device anywhere. So now as an employee, I get access to my company desktop, my work environment, on any device, anywhere. I can work from home, Starbucks, any location on any device. And corporate IT, who's working for the business, has a secure environment now to deliver a secure desktop to my employees.
Kind of give us a profile of what your clientele looks like, type of industry, size, that type of thing.
Yeah, good question. I mean, we have 500,000 customers worldwide, so you can imagine it's quite varied, so of all sizes. SMB all the way up through the largest Fortune 1000, Global 1000 companies in the world across all verticals.
Wow, that's fantastic. Go ahead there, Sam.
So now we're able to take these devices to the office, and the IT guys are content, at least with the security that's involved in them. What kind of environment, though, would you say is appropriate for this type of technology? Does it fit every single company, or is there kind of a makeup or a demographic that fits best with this technology?
Typically, people who want to virtualize their desktop environment tend to be medium to larger size companies that have the ability to spend the capital and have the people to actually manage these brand new environments, because they are new environments for most companies. And so sometimes that can be challenging for some. So some companies don't have the people, they don't have the capital up front to build these new data centers that are going to house this desktop virtualization technology. And that is why VMware has recently created a new category called Desktop as a Service. What Desktop as a Service does is provide the same benefits as desktop virtualization, but as a cloud service. So what happens is the customer pays a monthly fee per user to access these business and Windows applications on any device anywhere, but they don't have to actually build the data center and manage that data center themselves. VMware and VMware's partners take care of all of the management of that infrastructure. So you get the benefits of the desktop virtualization without having to build the environment and manage that environment. It's a cloud service.
Yeah, I do want to mention again, David Grant, he's Sam Coyl's guest, and he's with VMware, VMware.com. And Sam, your next question.
You recently, VMware has recently announced a partnership with Google that's pretty interesting in kind of IT space. I thought maybe you might be able to talk about that just briefly.
Yes, I'm very excited. Back in February, we announced a partnership with Google. The idea here is that, as all of us know, Google, maybe some of us don't know, that one line of their business is this idea of a Chromebook. These are cloud access devices. They're essentially slimmed down, what we'd consider a laptop that accesses cloud services. They're very secure. They have incredible total cost of ownership benefits. They're very easy to manage because they don't have a lot of operating system components running on the actual device. They're just accessing cloud services. So what we did was we partnered with Google to enable them to take to their customers a combination of these brand new Chromebooks, Google Chromebook devices, but also now be able to deliver Windows desktops and applications from the cloud to these Chromebooks. Because if you think about most organizations, they do rely still on some Windows applications and some Windows desktop technology, even though they may be using the cloud for a lot of other services. So now they get the best of both worlds. They get the Google Chromebook devices that access their cloud services, and all of their Windows applications and Windows desktops can also be delivered via the cloud to these devices.
Dave Grant, by the way, it's VMware. I want to make sure people have that, like voicemail, VMware.com. Sam, why don't you wrap it up for us with also, again, mentioning Intrepid.com. Want to make sure we have the listener learn more about your firm, but go ahead and wrap it up for us.
Yeah, sure. Just real briefly, Dave, if you can kind of talk about just how you see the desktop kind of environment evolving over the next year or two with this next new technology.
Yes, I think we will get to a point where we won't need to run much on the actual desktop itself. On the devices, we're going to see all cloud services delivered either via a company's own private cloud or the public cloud services. There's going to be a mixed hybrid environment where you need to deliver some workloads and applications from my own data center, some from external data centers. So I think this idea of hybrid cloud computing is really the wave of the future.
Gentlemen, thanks to both of you. Very interesting segment, and do want to encourage listeners to go to VMware.com to get more information, as well as Intrepid.com. Gentlemen, great job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you.